Well, hello YouTubes, how are you all? I thought I'd do a video. I haven't done a metal detecting video for a while because I've been doing my hobby of motocross quite a bit, and I hurt my arm, so I'm been back out metal detecting again lately. But I didn't give it up completely, and the last video I did about this machine, I think, was when I did the original Finding the Gold Sovereign, and how I thought Minelabs weren't as good as Garrett on the gold. Now, I've had this detector now for a good, must be 6 years since that was now. Used it a lot. I still think the Garrett gets gold deeper than all my Minelabs, to be honest with you. So that hasn't changed, but I tell you what has changed is my thoughts on this thing. So after using this for, I think it's 6 years, it could be longer, I can't remember now. I really like it. I really like it. I use it, it's the first detector I pick up now. Originally, it's a lot heavier than the Garrett ATE Pro I use, but I dig so much trash and rubbish with the Garrett. The Garrett is really good on deep signals, and it'll go deeper than this thing, but you're digging a lot of trash. I find I'm digging 50% more trash than with this. And once you get used to this thing, the CTX, I love the discrimination on the screen. I absolutely love it. You don't dig half amount of trash with any other detector I've had. It's heavy. I still reckon it's about the heaviest detector I've ever held, but I make a harness just out of this thing, and that counteracts that. And it really is brilliant. I've got to say, for me, considering I like beach detecting, it's the only thing I take to the beach, to be honest with you. The battery on it lasts so long. Oh, it's fucking fantastic having this battery that takes so much charge in it. And then you've got the wireless on it as well. And I've also got a toggle with it where you can pull that off and you just directly fit it to the Minelab without being wireless, because sometimes that bloody thing goes down a bit, the wireless M10 thing, and you're stuck. So I take another set of headphones that you can just put straight in there, some grey ghosts that plug straight in, and you pull that bit off. I like my old grey ghost headphones, and one problem I did notice with this is when I bought some grey ghosts to go in there, they won't go in there. You've got to have a special set that it won't pick it up. So if you buy a set of headphones for a CTX, some aftermarket ones, and you think it's going to go in there, be very careful, because it'll go into the wireless bit, but it will not go in there and work. They've got to be plugged straight in behind there with a special connector. Anyway, love the discrimination on this thing, especially on the beach. You can literally go along, and I tend to hunt in an open all metal screen and then knock it back. When I find a target, I knock it back to the discrimination with this button, to a discrimination screen I have, to see if it's within the range I usually dig. That's how I've always hunted with the Minelab GT. So, love it. Problems. Now, I've had this detector for 6 years, and I do mainly beach detecting with it. I have had a few problems this year. It's going to need a new screen because it started to bleed from the top, and the keypad has started to play up, and it's going to need a new keypad. Now, I've phoned a guy up, I can't remember his name at the moment. This is going to be sent off to him now after the school holidays this year. It's having a new screen and a new pad replacement, and that's going to cost about 250 quid. So I'm not too happy with that, but this detector I bought this second hand, so this must be 7 or 8 years old now, I should imagine. So that is the drawback of this thing. I still have the original coil on it. Never wanted anything any bigger because you can discriminate so good with this thing, with this coil on. You can size the find you're finding. It's fucking fantastic. There's no point I can say anything about it. Originally I didn't know what to make of this, and I hadn't used it for a long time, so I didn't want to do a full test on that now. I do a lot of detecting at home on my farm, and after my original find of that gold with the Garrett, I sold my E-Track like I told you, because I was a little bit disappointed in that. You have to run the E-Tracks and these things pretty high sensitivity to be able to go deep. That's the only thing with them. So you want it on manual sensitivity quite high, and they'll go quite deep then, but there is a set depth to these things otherwise, which is different to the Garrett. The AT Pro really does go deep with that big coil on. I know people don't believe me, but I'm not lying about that. But the Pro plus point with this thing is you just don't dig hardly any trash. Where you've got the iron and the find here, if you're digging something, you've got the target trace that sends a little bit of a fleck of iron back, or wherever it is, and then you can, as is a problem in my fields here, you've got some old bottle tops that somebody has been, not bottle tops, they're like a kind of a silver foil off the top of a bottle somebody's been wrapping up, and they've been ploughed in. So what I do is when I find them, I just swing over it and cancel that out with a small cancellation, not stopping it completely. So then when you find one, you can just see, it doesn't stop the signal, but it's just enough to see if it lands on that signal. It's one of them fucking things that you dig all the time. So, because that can put you off doing a field if you're digging shit like that all the time. Like I said, big thumbs up to this thing. Really, really like it. Only things, like I told you, is it needs a new screen and a new pad, and this is 8 years old, this detector. Absolutely love the waterproofness of it, love the battery, love the wireless. I even love this coil. Like I said, I don't want a bigger coil because it'd be too heavy. I bought an extra long extension to go on there because I'm a tall streak of piss. But absolutely love it. I went beach decking yesterday and I found a lovely little gold ring down. Oh, it wasn't mega deep, it was only about 7 or 8 inches down, but she was a real little thin thing. And on the beach yesterday I found an old 3-ring bullet, some old 2 pences, and they were in a place where it was old finds. They weren't mega deep or anything, but it was just, I didn't dig any trash, nothing. I just dug weights and those finds. And the only reason I come from there because I broke my shovel. So big thumbs up for me. I absolutely love this CTX, and it's the only one I pick up at the moment. I know they're bringing a new detector out now, but I just wanted to say to people, if you think of passing on this, I know they're quite expensive now. I bought this one second hand for 900 quid a few years ago. Well, it's 6 years ago, isn't it? But now they're stupid money. But if you can get one second hand, absolutely fantastic.